He gives you the latest sports news, interviews, and life-changing commentary with a smile on his face. Because he wears those ticklish underpants.
Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Welcome back. Noon hour, the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone and on 1620thezone.com. As always, thanks for being with us today. You can get in touch with the show, 402-951-1620 on the 42 Degrees The Source hotline. Call or text that number, tweet at Happer Show at Connor Happer on the JTech Construction Zone Twitter feed. By the way, you can sign up for the VIP Club, 1620 the email, and you'll be the first to know about all the exciting things that are coming down the pipe here at 1620 The Zone. Sports news, contest promotions, great segments of ours. And in the latest news, sign up today.
The occasional vlog.
Well, I guess we've gone twice a year. At this rate, Nick owes us 2 vlogs a year.
Pretty cushy endorsement deal.
2 vlogs a year. That's all we got for you. You give me 2 vlogs a year, we're good.
I like it.
I added some stuff to the vlog this time.
You did. I could tell when you shot it.
Why is that?
Because you have an iPhone.
That wasn't recorded on my iPhone.
Really? It wasn't?
No, it was recorded on my
GoPro?
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a little gizmo.
A little gizmo?
Yeah, I got a little gizmo. Josh, you would like my gizmo.
Would producer Josh like Connor Happer's gizmo?
You would like it.
Poll question.
I'm telling you, you would. North Carolina, Tar Heels.
Take your shirt off.
Yeah.
Twist around your head. Spin like a helicopter.
Exactly. Remember Julius Peppers?
I do.
He went to North Carolina.
Kind of forgot about that.
Remember, name another North Carolina football. Drake May.
Mitch Trubisky.
Mitch Trubisky. Good one. Name more North Carolina football players. Hakeem Nicks. Right?
Really?
Hakeem Nicks?
Jeff Saturday?
Jeff Saturday?
Dre Bly? Are these people? Are these accurate?
Did Hakeem Nicks go to North Carolina?
Oh, how is this organized?
Let's see. North Carolina football players to play in the NFL. Can we go by like how many games that they played or how many years they played in? What? Why is this so hard?
Lawrence Taylor?
Wow. Oh, Giovanni Bernard. Good one. Giovanni Bernard.
We love Italian names, don't we, America?
Giovanni Bernard was awesome. Algie Crumpler.
I did like Algie Crumpler.
Everybody loved Algie Crumpler. Come on. Let's see. I'm just looking at guys who played like a decade or more in the NFL who went to North Carolina.
Natron Means Business.
Who's that?
Chargers running back, Natron Means. But Chris Berman always called him Natron Means Business.
Julius Peppers, 17 years in the NFL.
Wow, that's a long time.
That is a long time. Julius Peppers was awesome. Robert Quinn. Good one.
Quinn?
Yeah, not last name Quinn.
Okay.
First name Quinn. Lawrence Taylor. Did you mention him already?
I did.
All right. Was I right on Hakeem Nicks?
Yes.
All right. Whew. Thank God. That was my TJ Yates. TJ Yates.
Remember the debate?
Remember Javonte Williams, running back, Denver Broncos, Javonte Williams. Anyway. Okay. All right. Good job, everybody. Chance. Eric Ebron, the tight end that couldn't catch anything. Eric Ebron was on my fantasy team for probably 6 straight years.
Oh, no.
And he would have these games where he would catch 4 touchdowns and then just go on a milk carton for several months in a row.
But you liked him when you had him.
He would just be that one guy who caught 4 touchdowns randomly that one time. But you always thought that it was possible that he could do that. And he would do it sometimes.
You want him on your team and not the other guys.
Rob is writing in on on the Equitable Bank inbox. He says that the Schwam called them natron refried means.
Oh no. I don't like that one as much.
Natron means business or natron refried means. The Schwam's got both. It's not like he's limited to one name a guy.
That's true.
He could go anywhere with it.
He was always just trying stuff on, see how it feels.
Absolutely. Okay, so North Carolina now joining the fraternity, Bill Belichick. He's the head coach. And it's a big deal when Seth Wickersham comes out of hiding on ESPN.
That guy's got one job. He works
he's on the Belichick beat.
The Patriots beat.
The Billy B beat. He is. And so people are asking, why?
Why Seth would...
No, why would Bill Belichick coach a college football team?
Why would Bill Belichick coach?
What do you think, Josh? Why would Bill Belichick coach a college football team?
Connor, I want to apologize before we really get going in this segment.
Why?
I did a great 20 minutes on this in my house when I was getting ready to come to work today.
You did?
I fear that my house might have gotten the better show than you're going to get. I can't remember a lot of the things I said, but I was cooking.
Who were you cooking to?
Nobody.
Your mirror?
Yeah.
Why didn't you vlog this?
I don't know. When Matt Rule said that there was a lot of interest in the defensive coordinator position, and then he just hired the guy that was in the hallway with him?
Yeah.
I think earlier this week when Bill Belichick said, I don't know, maybe I'll go to North Carolina. Maybe I'll go coach in the NFL somewhere. I don't think there was a lot of people clamoring for Bill Belichick to be their head coach. Do you remember when the Falcons could have hired him last year?
Certainly not.
Yeah, they're like, hey, the Falcons could hire him. I think he's going to go to the Falcons. And then the Falcons were like, guys, we're trying to find our coach for the next 20 years, not our coach for the next 3 years. Frankly, why would we hired him?
I do not believe that he was North Carolina's first, second, or third choice.
I would believe that.
I think they got down the line a little bit, and then,
what's going to give us the buzz?
I don't like it. Maybe the conversation starts that way. Maybe the conversation starts that way. But what Belichick has done is basically hold the entire University of North Carolina for ransom. He said, it's a stick up.
Here are my terms.
Yeah.
Would you like to hire me?
But it
doesn't really happen that way.
If you're the university, you look at that, or if you're the athletic department, you look at that and you say, well, this guy is crazy because he has all these crazy demands, but like he's a Hall of Famer, he's got Super Bowl rings and all of these things. But let's take him out of the equation and let's think about what he's actually saying. Is this a good idea? He said, we need to increase our NIL war chest by 400%, or whatever it is. There was a report yesterday that they're taking him from $4 million to $20 million with Bill Belichick coming in. And he said, all right, well, and I think the Steve Belichick thing is just kind of a throw in. Hey, my son needs to be the coach in waiting. That's kind of just hey, let's just see what I can get out of this deal.
It feels like he had a prominent DC role at Washington.
And people look at Belichick and they're like, there's no way he's got the energy for this thing. This. Can you imagine him in a kid's living room? And what you have to realize is that he's not going to do this the way that Matt Rule's going to do it.
Nope.
In fact, he's barely going to do it at all.
This is the game plan. I will be there on Saturday.
I will. Since I can now hire unlimited staff. There's no salary cap. We're going to have a lot of money that we have to play with. Bill Belichick looks at college football and he says, this is freedom. Now, it's a hell of a spin, and I saw this in the Wickersham story of like he got sick of the NFL's games and stuff. Like what? Okay, so the NFL has a salary cap, and the NFL doesn't allow you to do certain things. But if you had that opinion, and if you've been established in the NFL for a long time, then college football might look really good to you because there aren't any rules.
But
honestly, it's a pretty I'm curious if it could work because it's sort of in a similar mold as Coach Prime. Similar. So I'm curious if it could work, but it's also a kind of damning thing for college football as a sport. That he looks at this and he says, "This is awesome. This is the coolest thing ever.
I can find the competitive advantage and make this a professionally run sport before anyone else.
Exactly.
Because I know what a professionally run football program looks like.
Because look at all of the other programs around the country and how they're approaching football. They're approaching it the same way that they've always approached college football. We're going to do the same things, and we're just going to adjust as we go. What Prime and Belichick have done is they've said, we are going to throw that entire thing out the window.
Tear it down to the studs.
Yep. It's not the rules allow us to be anybody we want to be. And it's not about like their coach, he's coaching at North Carolina and Prime's coaching at Colorado. But it's not those schools, how you know them. So North Carolina's thing was, okay, do we want to continue on the path of doing it? We won't have to spend that, we could be mildly competitive in terms of what we pay our players, in terms of the NIL war chest, in terms of the investment in the overall athletic department and football program. We could be mildly to moderately engaged in that middle of the pack, whatever it might be. And we'll continue on hoping that we could grab a 10-win season once every 5 years and maybe make the playoff.
We're in the ACC. Maybe we pop one out and make the playoff.
Yep. Maybe we pop one out. But this is different. And so, and I think it's interesting to happen at a program, for it to happen at a program like that. And I'm not unconvinced that it can't work. I am intrigued. Color me intrigued.
I don't think it'll work because I think he's going to get tired of it. I don't think
he doesn't have to do anything.
I don't think there's 105 kids you can find that want to play the Patriot way and win a lot of football games that way. The NFL players talked about, not every professional's built to play like Bill wants us to play, act like Bill wants us to act, study like Bill wants us to study. Like, they're NFL guys were like, it's hard to play for the Patriots.
I think a lot of players, though, at the same time, first of all, they see Bill Belichick and they get starstruck by the rings and the whatever, like the aura of him. There's that piece of it. But also, you hear it from players, and I don't know how true it is when the rubber really meets the road, but players do always say, like, I want to be coached. I want to be challenged. I want to be put in a situation where I'm going to get the best out of myself. And the place that I'm at gets the best out of me. I want to be in that situation. Now, once again, when the rubber meets the road, do they really believe that? Are they really doing that? Do they really think that? I don't know. But players do say that all the time. So he'll get players, and he's got a lot of money he's got to deal with, and he's Bill Belichick. And so, the next several months will be really, really interesting to follow. But I think it makes total sense, actually, why Bill Belichick was sort of interested in doing this.
I haven't.
It's still crazy to look at, though.
It is. I have not read the articles from Seth, or I believe The Athletic also did one of those how this came to be pieces. I'd be very interested in how he strong-armed them into, no, you need to hire me.
Yeah, so the Wickersham one is more about his relationship with the NFL.
Okay.
And how there wasn't really anybody calling.
Mm-hmm.
Who's on the line? Nobody. Here's from Wickersham's story. Belichick's feelings toward the NFL have shifted, he has told confidants. Look at the past year. Robert Kraft, whose life and legacy was forever altered by Belichick, fired him in January. Only 1 out of 7 teams with openings showed interest in hiring him. The Falcons interviewed him once, but when it came time for the team's brass to rank choices, Belichick failed to land in anyone's top 3 candidates. In part, ESPN later reported, because Kraft helped torpedo his chances. Weeks later, in February, The Dynasty, the Kraft-owned Patriots documentary, launched on Apple and minimized Belichick's role in the team's historic run. so roundly that former Patriots players spoke out against it. Belichick was entertaining in his myriad of media roles, but the league seemed to have moved on without him. Owners spoke of him respectfully, but not desirably. And then he started to kind of get into the college football scene a little bit. It does. So I guess the concern, well, of many concerns, there's many concerns, but maybe the thing that I think about is not necessarily the why he's doing it, but the real what's his motivation. Right. Is he trying to prove something?
I don't think he's doing this for love of the game and because he really wants to give back to the Utes.
Definitely not. I'm under no illusions that that's the case. But why? Why is he doing it? Is he trying to prove all the NFL people wrong? Is he trying to prove the people wrong that said he couldn't do anything without Tom Brady?
Is he just trying to get Matt Patricia a job?
Yeah. Is he? Yeah. I mean, he's got a lot of old friends, many of whom suck.
Hey, Romeo Crennel, Matt Patricia, Charlie Weiss.
Yeah.
A name you should know.
But something about ending this is from Wickersham again, but something about ending his career by not chasing Don Shula's NFL wins record, but instead on campus appealed to Belichick.
God, that's right. He was so close to that.
When he agreed to terms with North Carolina, it was not only because of a new challenge after coaching in the NFL since 1975 at a school where his father, Steve, had worked when Bill was a boy, and not only because his future in the pros was unclear. It was because, in the words of a confidant, Belichick is, quote, disgusted in what he believes the NFL had become. Quote, this is a big bleep you to the NFL.
Wait till somebody asks him, hey, coach, if you win this game right, they're going to dump a bucket of mayo on your head. He's not going to be down to clown in the college game.
But think also about how NFL communities view college coaches.
Yeah.
You don't get points for winning national. Saban did it. He sucked in the NFL. He got chewed up and spit out instantly.
Okay, Steve Spurrier. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You try and do this.
Almost every college coach to a man who's gone to the NFL, who's had success in college, has sucked in the National Football League. So that hasn't led to much respect from the league in general about what the best college coaches are. So I don't know what it proves to the NFL if he goes to college and wins in college.
It's the story of the day in sports. Everybody's talking about it. The guys who cover the NFL are like, this is a slam dunk hire. This is absolutely going to work. All the people who cover college football are like, this is really weird, and I don't think he's going to like it.
So curious to see the layout and the setup for them, but obviously, I mean, he's not walking any 17-year-old's living room unless it's his girlfriend.
There it is. Finally, it took us how long to get there?
Hey, yeah, that's right. We waited 17 minutes longer than anybody else would have. All right. So we should be getting a round of applause. We should be applauded.
Where's my medal?
A couple texts here. Pedro didn't wait as long as we did. Hi, guys. Billy Belichick is at college right now because of his girlfriend. She still has eligibility and wants to be a cheerleader on the football team.
Entirely possible.
I don't know. Yeah, there's many motivations. Good take here by Jeff. I'm just glad he won't be on Peyton and Eli for an entire half.
He really is turning down quite the media empire to go coach at North Carolina.
When they bring in guests, it just gets they got to be pretty entertaining and willing to really, really drive the conversation with which Belichick is not.
Because Peyton literally just wants to watch the game.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's like, whatever, put a camera on me. I just want to watch football.
Bad pass.
Chris writes in.
Hi, Chris.
Scott Frost was a slam dunk hire. Well, speaking of Scott Frost, it'll be Scott Frost versus Bill Belichick next year on September the 20th. The UCF has already made a graphic.
I'm not really joking when I say this. Can we find a way to send one zone employee to that game? And then one zone employee to the K-State UCF game?
Well, I don't know. I haven't been to a road game in many years. So
There is no way UCF would credential anyone from the state of Nebraska, right? They would see what's happening, right?
I wouldn't say no way.
Okay.
I wouldn't say no way.
Okay.
But I mean, that game, maybe that game is going to be a madhouse.
Which one?
The any Belichick game.
Yes.
The Belichick Frost game, though, which is at UCF.
Mm-hmm. The bounce house.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of, I mean, Wickersham will probably be there talking to confidants and stuff like that. I'm intrigued. Color me intrigued. I am fascinated about what happens.
Oh yeah,
here.
they're going to be like, oh, why is the North Carolina game on this? Why is it on ABC today?
I think mostly though, like the thing to take away is he felt like he could do this because the landscape in college football is just so wide open.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder. So
he sees where it's going, and maybe he'll be the first.
If you take this one step further, though, it gets really, really scary because Bill Belichick just came in and basically demanded that the NIL operation, get better by about 100 times. It's like if we're going to do this, we're going to have to like all in. People say all in, but I mean like everything all in. And so if this had success, and then people all of a sudden have to decide if they want to if they want to compete with North Carolina's NIL. Look at North Carolina; they're out there. I mean, we're talking big money, and that's for NIL. We're already paying players from rev sharing, right?
They've already proven that they will not make you go to class if you go to North Carolina.
That's true. So we have to compete on all these different levels. Like I just feel like we're a small baby Bob bridge away from the whole, private equity.
Yeah, I feel like
somebody's going to decide we really need to compete.
Mm-hmm.
We need more money. Our donors are tapped out. It's time.
I feel like when we say he sees what college football is becoming, he is also fast tracking. Like, it was going to become a professionally run organization in 10, 20 years.
Definitely.
And you're like, nope, do it now.
Definitely. And I don't feel like we're necessarily skipping a step. This feels like the right thing for the right time.
I mean, right as they're about to have structure in payment. Yeah, absolutely. Turn it into a pro sports franchise.